home of the stars, through the airwaves and on the big screen. Coming to you live from Hollywood, it's Rated G Radio with your host, Garrett Miller.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. We have got Rebecca Fisk returning for her monthly slot here on Rated G Radio, and I've screened a ton of your calls. We still have a ton more to screen. We're going to take as many of your calls as we possibly can. Just a real quick kind of housekeeping as we get ready to start the program tonight. It's an hour broadcast. The show that you're looking at on the computer screen says it's 2 hours. It's really just an hour. So we're going to take as many of your calls as we can in this next 60 minutes. And as I've pre-screened your calls, you've done a great job of giving me your first name and then the topic that you're looking for tonight. So whether it's a general reading, you want to know about money or your career or love or whatever the case is, thank you very much for providing that. That's all the information that Rebecca will want before she takes your call. So you don't give us the whole backstory and then she just says, yes. So know that less information is better. You'll also see a little banner there on the Blog Talk amongst the other ads that are there. Rebecca is also doing some great group events that if you are in Northern or Southern California and are looking for, events for maybe like a, holiday that's coming up or a work event or you got a bachelorette party or something fun like that, contact Rebecca and she'll give you the 411 on that. She'll also, be offering private consultations with you via Skype, in person, or over the telephone. And you can go to her Facebook fan page or her website for information on how to do that at the end of the show. Because a lot of times people will be on the show and they'll want to spend more time with her because she's so wonderful. But we really want to try to get to as many callers as we possibly can during this broadcast. So we just want to say, if you want more time with her, she'd love more time with you as well. And we encourage you to do a follow-up off of her website, and she'll tell you how all of that fun stuff works. But without further ado, Rebecca, welcome back to the show. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Garrett, for having me again. As you know, I love doing this show. I love hanging out with you. So it's always a pleasure, and I'm always so excited to do the show with you. So thank you so much.
I am thrilled that you're here, too. And before we get started, I forgot to do the what's happening the rest of this week. Tomorrow night, we've got Mr. Rob Fast. He's got a book talking about how to change your life from a fitness and health standpoint in 28 days. So I hope you'll tune in for that. And then Friday, we have she's like I call her a phenomenon. I don't know how to explain her other than that, but her name is Lexica, and she's coming on to showcase music that she's currently got out, and she's sharing 3 exclusive dance tracks with us that are not released anywhere else in the world. So we're going to be doing that show on Friday. If you want to listen live, we don't take listener calls on the music show for a variety of reasons, mainly because we have just a ton of music to play. I will take your requests, though, so if you want to either private message me on Facebook or send me a note on the Blog Talk chat room or an email, that's great, because I'll play all your requests. I'll give you shout-outs. But the show's going to start live at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Friday because she's got all kinds of other things that are going on from a lifestyles and the rich and famous standpoint. So we're going to back up the show to 1 o'clock on Friday and play 2 hours of music. So it's going to be really awesome. So I encourage you to tune in. If you can't tune in at 1 o'clock, just like always, the show's always available on demand. So I'm calling it on Memorex right now. So that's my new thing. If you can't catch us live, catch us on Memorex, and you can play the show back anytime. Just like tonight's episode. I really encourage everybody who is calling in and getting a reading from Rebecca. It's great that you're calling in. It's great that you're getting your reading. But I find, when I've had readings from Rebecca or, other guests we've had on the show, sometimes it's very helpful to go back and re-listen because when she's giving you her reading, sometimes you're caught up in the moment and you hear bits and pieces and then you go, what did she say? And it's really helpful and educational for you to go back and re-listen to your segment of the Q&A. And if you do that, you can take notes and rewind it and do all kinds of fun stuff like that. So, Rebecca, I think I had a half a cup of blueberry green tea before the show started, so I'm a little chatty. I'm going to be quiet now. But thank you for that.
Oh, goodness. Well, now I know blueberry green tea. Okay. That's good to know. Very good to know.
It's Marcus got his sister sent. We're going to get off topic for just a second, but Marcus's sister sent him some in the mail, and he says you got to try this, green tea with blueberry. And I went, oh, that sounds horrible. And it's made by Bigelow. You know, you get this tea in any store across the country. And I tried it, and I was like, holy cow, this is great. So green tea with blueberry is my new favorite. Anyway.
All right. Well, tell you what. When I'm done visiting, I'm gonna come over and have a cup of blueberry green tea with you.
You will flip out. I'm not kidding you, Rebecca. You think, okay, you know, blueberry green tea, that sounds really disgusting. But I will tell you, it is absolutely awesome.
Well, and then we'll go to the beach and walk it off.
There we go. We can do that. So before we get started, do you have any meditations or thoughts for the listeners or things like that you want to share or review?
Well, I do want to share just some information about some upcoming things before I forget, because, you know me, I get totally caught up in the moment with the readings, and then I was like, oh, I was going to say this stuff. So the first thing is I love doing Garrett's show, as you all know, and you can go back and you can listen to the replays, as Garrett has mentioned. I also am a partner on the Wisdom and Intuition Network, which is a wonderful network of other practitioners who are doing work in service to others, astrologers, other intuitives. We have a whole gamut of amazing, amazing practitioners. So I am actually delighted to be hosting what we call our VIP Virtual Intuition Panel next Wednesday morning. Actually, it's Wednesday at noon Pacific. And I have Carl and Ortrand Franklin joining me. They are just the loveliest people who are studying this stuff, Akashic Records and other things, for decades, and they're just stellar human beings and offer so much wisdom. So if you are looking for something kind of different, we're going to be talking about how the actual megahertz frequency of Mother Earth has changed since 1987, and they're talking a little bit about how that affects all of us and the planet. So it's a very interesting topic. The following week, the first Wednesday of the month at 9 a.m. every month, I also have my own show, and thankfully, thank you, Garrett, I'm bowing at you. Garrett is frequently somebody who is helping field my calls on that show as well. So if you want to hear us again, tune into that as well. And then I have something very exciting happening. I will be presenting at the East West Bookstore in Mountain View, which is actually a really nice spot here. It's in Northern California. It's just a great metaphysical bookstore, and there are a lot of very well-known practitioners who still do this the circuit through this bookstore. So I feel like it's quite an honor to have the opportunity to be doing some work there. So Friday night, November 6th, from 7:30 to 9, I will be doing like an open, free presentation and answering questions. And then Saturday from 1 to 4:30, I will be teaching a class called Relationships, the Energy of Attraction, and we're going to be talking about why some relationships work, why some don't, why sometimes you meet somebody and you think, oh, forget it, and then later you meet that person again, it's like, wow, we totally clicked. Why is that? So I will be teaching a class there on relationships and the energy of attraction. So anyway, thank you for bearing with me. And Garrett, I think I am ready. I would do a little meditation. In fact, I will just say, let's just take 3 deep breaths and get centered and hopefully bring Garrett back into his body a little bit from that green blueberry tea.
Please. Okay.
So let's do some deep breaths, and then we'll get started, and we'll be taking your calls. So if you can, sit comfortably with your spine straight and your feet flat on the floor. That's the optimal position. And we're just going to take 3 deep breaths. So with the first breath, you're going to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And as you inhale, visualize a shower of white light coming down, and basically it comes down from the top of your head, down your back, all the way down your spine, underneath your feet, and it comes back around the front, and it basically forms this whole cocoon of white light. So we're going to do that now. We're going to take our first breath and visualize that shower of white light. So breathe in. And hold it just for a second. And then exhale. And with the second breath, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to visualize a golden light of compassion and unconditional love coming down around the body, forming a complete cocoon. Breathe in. Hold it for just a moment. And exhale. We're going to do one more breath. And this breath, we're going to visualize the pink light of the color of rose quartz. And this is unconditional love for yourself and others. Breathe in. Hold this for just a moment. And exhale. Very gently shake out your hands and your feet just a little bit. And Garrett, whenever you are ready, I am ready.
Okay, I am ready. Let's get to our first caller here. It is coming from Paul, and Paul is calling about relationships. Paul, you are now live with Rebecca. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Garrett. Hello, Rebecca.
Hi, Paul. How can I help you tonight?
Well, I recently decided to take a certain path in my life, and it's new to me. And in the beginning of choosing this path, automatically I've met someone very special to me, and I wanted to know how things are going to go with it.
Okay, so what is this person's first name?
Wesley.
Okay. Well, what I want to say is that there's a little bit of a feeling of hesitation on your part. I get the impression that you're almost like a detached observer watching Leslie with whatever that person's stance is. And it's you're somebody who's very grounded, very pragmatic. You like the rational. You like to kind of have things figured out. And I feel like Leslie's energy is very ethereal. I see somebody dancing. And it's very intriguing and it's inspiring for you. But I also see you kind of taking your time to really jump into this relationship, even though I know that this is somebody who is basically showing you avenues that exist in the world that you previously were not privy to. So,
right.
You know, I feel like this is, it's opening a lot of doors for you, but I really want to say that this relationship is about you allowing more opportunities and love for yourself, that you're giving yourself permission to try things you've never tried. And so it's, you know, I love the mirror that this person is providing because you're getting to see that you're giving yourself permission now to expand who you are and to really embrace things about yourself that in the past have really been judged. And I feel like there's been self-judgment that was imposed on you by, you know, basically by programming when you were growing up, that you're supposed to fit in the box, you're supposed to do things a certain way.
Exactly.
And so in this new step in your own life, you're giving yourself permission now, and this person is such a beautiful mirror for you. Whether or not this becomes a very long-term relationship is kind of a question mark right now. You know, my impression is that Leslie doesn't always have feet on the ground, and it's important for you to be able to see somebody who can also match your rational mind when you're in that space. And if they can't match it, they have to at least be able to understand it and support it. So I think this is an absolutely beautiful opportunity for you right now to kind of see how things bloom. Again, I feel like you're being a little bit cautious about this, which is appropriate. You're exploring parts of yourself that you've never explored before. And I just, you know, I can't tell you how happy I am to see you embracing those parts of yourself that you get to see now through the mirror of this person. So it's absolutely beautiful. I feel like I'm hearing 6. I want to say that this is something you'll be exploring for at least 6 months, and that at that point you'll decide how you want to move forward. But I do feel like this relationship is kind of in your court, so it's going to be determined by what your decisions are and how you feel you want to move forward. But kudos to you. I am so proud of you for embracing aspects of yourself that have always been lovable, but that you've previously felt were not lovable. So, you know, bravo. I'm so happy.
Thank you.
Okay, Paul, thanks for your call. Thanks for your call, Paul. Let us know when the wedding is. Have a great night. Okay, and got a message earlier in the day from Tony on Facebook, and Tony wants to know if you can let him know what you see with his career.
Okay. Well, okay, so what I want to say is that I see that there are some choices that are coming up for you, and what I'm getting is that I feel like there have been two opportunities, or maybe it's two different avenues that you've been kind of working with. I feel like there's a third avenue opening for you. What you've been doing is good, but it's not exactly what you'd like it to be. It's not, I feel like there's some block walls for you there, that it's just not moving quite in the way that you had hoped it would. And I feel like there's been some support, but not, I want to say that there's somebody that you've been working with who has kind of maybe pacified you a little bit, that things were going to be a certain way, and that they just haven't quite come to fruition the way that you've been hoping. So, again, I feel like there's this other opportunity. You may already have had some discussions with somebody about this third opportunity. This person has a lot of passion, and they're very, very gung-ho about moving forward. But I want to say that I see you as the pragmatic person in this, and that you're the one who dots the I's and crosses the T's. So it's important that if you're going to go into a partnership with this person, that they understand the realities of, building business and partnership, and how things have to be mutually beneficial, not only for both of you, but then also for any of the clients. So, try to be patient. I feel like this is something that will be coming, I'm hearing probably February, March of next year, possibly April, and that the two that you're working with right now, allow them to run their course. I feel like there's some definite benefits from where you are, but it feels like there's a slowing down and potentially even a closing of one of these opportunities, but I feel like it's not unexpected. So it feels like, just kind of keep up status quo for right now. Things are going to be changing for you in a big way. 2016 is going to be partly more abundance and partly laying the groundwork for the future. I feel like 2017, 2018, you're going to be ramping up and things are going to be much more abundant for you. And I feel like you're going to steadily climb, I'm hearing, until 2021. And that's when you're really going to be in the flow, that you kind of, you'll have felt like, okay, I've done the things that I wanted to do. I've reached the goals that I wanted to reach. And you'll be able to either stay at a plateau or, you may even potentially sell the business at that point if you decide you want to do something else. So there's a lot of great opportunity coming for you. It's about right now allowing the things that aren't working to go, but they're going to run their course. So like I said, you don't really have to do anything. But keep your eyes open for this other opportunity. And like I said, you may already have had a conversation with this person who will become your business partner. So things are ramping up for you. Just be patient, persevere, keep going. It's going to be good. So thanks, Tony, for the question.
There we go. And our next live call is coming from Liz, and Liz would like to know about finances and money. Liz, you are live with Rebecca. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Liz. How can I help you today?
Yes, I'm just wondering if there is any, finances coming through, any additional money coming from anywhere.
Okay. All right, hang on 1 second here. Okay. One of the things is that so I want to put that aside for a moment, because I have to tell you that when I'm checking in on you, my energy impression about where you are right now is that energy is not moving around you. And it's like I feel like there are people around you who want to help you, but you're not even aware that they're there. So there's definitely this feeling that you have to do things on your own. That I feel like whatever's happening with you financially, I feel like this is a very private thing for you. That and I know a lot of us don't go around saying, I don't have any money. I have $2 in my wallet. I can't do anything today. I'm not asking you to be open like that, because I know that you're much more private than that. But I would like for you to embrace the fact that you are where you are, and it's okay for you to let people know, hey, I'm looking for some opportunities to maybe make a little bit more cash. And you can even use it as the holidays are coming up, and but there is help around you, but you're not allowing people to understand that you really could use some more support. Okay, so that's the first thing. And also, I just want you to know, this is really important for you to understand you are not alone. Because the energy that I'm getting is that you feel like you are just an island by yourself. And you're not. Your angels are with you all the time. God is with you all the time. So you're not meant to be a lone warrior. You have support around you. Okay? So all of those things being said, now I can get back to the finances, okay? It's just very, very important that you know you have support, okay? And really take that in, because like I said, you're used to being a lone warrior. And I get that there are trust issues with other people. I get all of that. I understand that. I also get that you've been, you've had people be disloyal to you even in work situations, and it's caused a lot of heartache for you. I get all of that. I see it very clearly. Okay? And so one of the things that I want to say to you is the source for all financial abundance is God and the universe. The channel through which it comes may change. But the source for all abundance is God and the universe. So you have to come back to trusting. You have to find your faith, find that connection to God, and know that as you show up, not only for yourself, but for whatever work you're doing, that abundance is going to start coming through again, that you don't have to do it by yourself. Okay? Okay, so let me get a little more specific here. I get the impression that you're doing some work right now, but it feels very, very mundane, and it feels like you're very undervalued and underpaid. So what I want to say is there's a couple of things. You work really well in chaos. And the reason I say that is because it's like, look, if there's a mess somewhere, people know they can call you and you'll come and you'll help them get it organized. Like you will help them get it cleaned up. And it's not because you necessarily love organizing or whatever. It's something that's automatic for you. It comes very easily. Okay? So if this is something you would like to do, I would love to encourage you to maybe start a business doing organizing. You can, if you want to bring the creative elements and the colors and the design into it, you can. I get that that's not necessarily really your thing. But at least for right now, if you want to create something that's an opportunity for yourself where you can have your own business and work when you want, that could be very lucrative for you because it's something you're automatically good at already.
Oh, wow.
Okay? I also get that you're good with numbers and stuff. So again, if it's something that you want to do, people are always looking for bookkeepers and accountants if that's something you love. But right now, it's about you finding something that you want to get up and do every day, even if it's a bad day, and going and doing that. Because again, you are so undervalued and underpaid where you are right now. It's like, let that go. You are worth having so much more than that. You are worth being given a lot of abundance for the things that you love to do and the things that you're good at, and you just have to give yourself permission to do that now. And again, you have to know you're not alone in all of this. Okay? So I really very strongly want to suggest that you give yourself permission to go out and do what you love now. Go out and do what you love. I really firmly believe God is the one who gives us a passion for something we love to do. And God will support every step of the way of you moving into that passion and living in that. Okay? So I want to say that the last thing in closing for you is there are some things that are coming to conclusion for you. I get that there are some things that you've been trying to finish and put away and basically get behind you, that they've just kind of been looming behind you. They have to be done now. So by the end of the year, there will be some things that you're finally finishing and bringing to completion. It's going to really open things up for you for next year. Really, really, really open things up for you. Next year, you're going to get on a much more even keel, and I want to say by spring, things are going to start being much busier for you and in a lucrative way. So it's like it's going to happen fairly quickly as soon as you decide what it is you want to do and you put yourself out there. It'll be pretty quick.
Okay, got it.
Okay? All right, it's all coming. Just hang in there. You can do this, and keep us posted. Let me know how you're doing.
All right, thanks, Rebecca.
Okay, thanks, Liz, for the call. Have a great night. And real quick, we're going to jump over to the Blog Talk chat room here. We've got Milana calling in and asking about relationships. Rebecca, what do you see for Milana?
Okay. All right, so Milana, the first thing that I get is that you're somebody who's very choosy. I know your friends say you're picky. Yes, you are picky. Keep up the good work. Be choosy. Okay? So we could also call that discernment. You know what you like and you know what you don't like. So it's totally fine to wait for the things that you like and the qualities that you want in a partner. Okay, so that's the first thing. The other thing that I want to say to you is, yes, be discerning, but also give somebody a chance. Because my impression is that if you meet somebody, 3 minutes and you go, and it's very possible that person's really nervous and you just need to give them a few more minutes or maybe even, spend an hour talking to them and see what's happening, okay? Because I feel like you also get bored very quickly with people. So, try to keep yourself interested in your life and not rely on the person who is your partner in your life to keep you interested. It is their job to help the relationship stay connected, but if you're bored in your life, that's not your partner's job. That's your job. If you're not happy, if you're not enjoying yourself, then find something that will help you have more joy and find something that makes your life exciting. And if you feel like, I'm going out with all these people, but I'm not finding the right one, the thing is, be in love with your life. Do the things that you love to do, and what happens is it elevates your frequency. And when your frequency elevates to being that of someone in love, whether it's with another person or with your life, then you start attracting people who also want to be in love. And so it's kind of one of those things for you where I kind of feel like you've been a little bit stuck, and it's time to get yourself unstuck. Okay? You can do this. Be patient with yourself, but start doing the things that you love to do. Don't wait for somebody to come and sweep you off their feet. Sweep yourself off your feet. Love your life. And when you start doing the things you love and you love your life, people are going to show up, and they're going to show up in a way that's appropriate for you. Okay? So thank you so much for the question tonight, and keep us posted.
There we go. And our next call is coming from David, and David just wants to have a general reading on things that are going on for him.
Good evening.
Hi, David. Okay. Well, let's take a look here. Okay. Well, first of all, I kind of get that things are a little bit ho-hum for you at the moment. There's a few things. I know that you're a very patient person. I know that your work situation, you've been patient and you're kind of starting to lose patience. I want to say hang in there just a little bit longer. Things are going to start moving, and I'm hearing the number 2 around this. So I want to say I'm feeling like maybe February, things are going to start moving for you in a good way with your work situation. So hang in there and be patient. I do feel like there's somebody around you that you've kind of had enough of. I feel like this person's kind of insecure, but they come off as very arrogant, and they're it's interesting because I feel like other people don't realize that they don't really know everything that they say they know. My impression is that person is going to be leaving, and it's like that person gets out of your way, and then you finally have the opportunity to be doing the things that you want to be doing. So try to be patient. If you decide you want to hang in with what you're pursuing right now and what you're doing. The other thing is I actually see a move coming up for you. And I do see that this is work-related. So there is a job change or either a promotion or a job change coming for you, and there's a move regarding this. I'm hearing the number 3 regarding this move. So I don't know if it's 3 months, the month of March, but there's something significant about the number 3 for you. And I feel like this is a welcome change for you. It's kind of one of those where you go 6 to 1, half dozen to the other. But when this comes through, it'll feel like this is the time and it's appropriate. Let's see here. And I feel like, as far as everything else, once those things are in place, I feel like then you'll feel like you can move forward with everything else, relationship and all of that. But it's almost like those things right now are the priority for you, knowing where you're landing, having your career working the way that you want it to be. And, the other thing that I want to say is, go out and do things that bring you joy. Because my impression is that, you're a really hard worker, and sometimes you just feel like you don't have energy to do anything else. So I really want to very strongly suggest to you that you get out and do some of the things that you like, because that will make everything else better. Okay, it's good things are coming. You, like I said at the beginning, you've been really patient. Hang in there a little bit longer. Things are going to open up for you in a really good way. And like I said, February is part of it. March is, or the number 3 is significant. There's some really good things coming for you. So just try to be patient. I know that it can be hard to do that, but you're a patient person. So just a little bit longer.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, you're so welcome. Thanks for the call today. Take good care.
Thanks, David. Good luck to you. And our next caller, we've got a lot of finance and career types of questions tonight, which is always exciting. And our next call comes from Regina. She's asking about her career. Regina, you're live with Rebecca. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Regina. Okay, so you're asking about your career. All right. So are you thinking about nursing, or are you studying that already?
No, my last job was like in the public health or mental health. So
Okay.
I was around a lot of nurses. But no, I do not have a career in nursing.
Okay, so for whatever reason the energy of that comes up. I don't know if that's something that you're considering or not. My impression is that you're really smart, and you don't always give yourself credit, nor do others give you credit for how smart you really are, and that you are somebody who, with the confidence that you need, you would actually be somebody who is very good at being in charge. So just something for you to think about. I feel like you've never really been taken seriously, and I feel like because of that, your self-esteem has been affected. But you are somebody who is very capable. So it's up to you. Mm-hmm. If you want to go into nursing, you would do a very good job at it, but you have to decide that that's what you want. So that just comes through really, really strong. Have you considered nursing?
No, I don't like needles. I'm not.
Okay.
That area I do not want to touch.
Okay, well, then you know that there are other areas that, it's not necessarily that. There are nurses who do x-rays or I guess they become technicians. But I have to say, though, I definitely see you doing something in the medical. The energy is very strong around that for you. And I want to say that it's because you're somebody who likes something finite. Like you like to know that these are the rules, this is how you do it, and that's it. And there aren't a lot of variables. It's like you have a protocol that you follow, and that works really well for you. So, so I want to say, look into, maybe an x-ray technician, ultrasound technician, but something in the medical field feels very, very appropriate for you. And I have to say it's coming through really strong. It's, if I ask about other things for you, you can go and do other things if you want to, but that's the one that comes through like, okay, this is what you're supposed to be doing. So, you can change it, but it's very, very strong. It's very strong. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. I
haven't even, I like the ultrasound and the x-ray technician. I'll deal with that. Or surgical tech. I don't want to deal with being a nurse, but the other aspect, that's fine.
Yeah, it came through as, I heard nursing, but it's there are other aspects of working in the medical field that come through to me like nursing, but yeah, I could definitely see you doing the ultrasound or the x-ray technician, like I said. So, and have the confidence. You can do this. I have no doubt you can do this, and you're going to be really good at it. So find something that speaks to you,
Yes, I know what you're saying because I'm looking for work at the moment. It just seems like every time I get back up and get back on the career ladder, it just seems like I always be knocked down. So that's why my confidence and self-esteem is like, why can't I get it? I don't understand, why I'm having such a hard time.
Yeah, but see, I think, and what comes through for me, though, is it's because you're not giving yourself the credit to know that you can go and do something that you really want to do. I feel like the opportunities that you've accepted have been at a much lower capability level than what you really are capable of. So set your sights higher because you're more capable than what you're giving yourself credit for. I would really love to see you doing some affirmations, writing and reading them in first, second, third person. I am worthy. I am enough. I am lovable. Okay? I am lovable. Regina's lovable. She is lovable. I am worthy. I am enough. Start working on those affirmations and see if you can start getting that self-esteem back up, because you are so capable. And in fact, you can do that as an affirmation as well. I am capable. She is capable. Regina is capable, because you are. And when you find that little thing about, yep, this is what I really want to do, and you start working on those affirmations and feeling more confidence just because you're telling yourself it's okay to be who you are and you're capable and worthy and lovable, everything's going to fall into place for you. So just, start working on that. You can do this. I have no doubt you can do this.
I know I can.
Good.
I know
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, I know I'm better than that. Yeah, I know I am. It's just taking the time to really find something that I truly, truly will enjoy doing.
Yes. I agree. Well, and also something I want to say to you and anyone else out there who's looking for a job, so often what happens is we get an opportunity to go and interview for a job, and we're sitting there answering their questions, and we're thinking, oh, please pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me. I really want this job. But we forget that we are supposed to also be interviewing them, because the reality is you're going to spend the majority of your waking hours at this place. You are investing your own energy there. Is this a place you want to be that many hours a day? If the answer is yes, great, but go in there with questions and remember that you're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you, okay? It changes the energy of the person in the interview, because you walk in as somebody empowered knowing I get to choose this if I want to, and I get to say no if I want to. If they choose me and it's a good fit and I like them, great. They may choose me and I may not choose them. So it's a very different energy to walk in that way. So remember that as well, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Rebecca.
Regina.
Thanks,
Thank
Regina.
you. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, Regina.
Okay.
Hey, Rebecca, real quick, I've had 3 people tonight ping me on Facebook and said, doesn't Rebecca talk about writing letters every once in a while? And I said, well, I'll bring that up. And then we're going to get back to some calls. So without going into like a 20-minute thing, because we've got 23 minutes left in the show, what is it about letter writing that's so important?
Okay, so the letter writing that I suggest to clients, and obviously all of my listeners as well, this is letter writing for catharsis. So it's about allowing unexpressed emotions to be expressed. Because what happens, and I'll use this as an example, let's say we've been dating somebody for a couple of years and the person breaks up with us. And we're devastated because we thought this was the one. Now we're devastated. We're heartbroken. We're sad. We go through anger. We go through all these grieving processes, right? Because we've had a loss. We've experienced a loss of this relationship, and we don't get to talk to this person anymore because they've said, I don't want to talk to you anymore. So now we have all these emotions that we're experiencing. We think about all these things that we would have liked to say to that person, and there's no outlet for that. So what happens is we push these emotions down inside of ourselves. We don't express them. So what the letter writing does is it gives us permission to allow ourselves to express those emotions. So let's say John broke up with me, and I'm really upset. I'm really sad, and now I'm angry, and I can't believe he, even if he didn't lead me on, we were together for 2 years, and he broke up with me, and I'm really angry at him and whatever. So now instead of suppressing all of these emotions and pushing them away, and potentially crying at the drop of a hat for no reason because I've been pushing those emotions away, I write him a letter and I say, it really sucks that you broke up with me and I loved you so much, and now I have nowhere for these feelings to go, and I'm upset and I'm sad and I'm crying and I'm really angry, and how could you do this? And whatever those emotions are, let them all come up. Let yourself express them. Let yourself feel them. And then when you feel like you've come to a good place, I usually recommend to people at least 20 to 30 minutes. But you'll know because you'll either be crying or you'll be, hitting a pillow, getting angry, or whatever it is that comes up in your process. You'll know because you'll kind of feel like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm done now. Well, if you have a fireplace, take the letter and burn it. If you don't have a fireplace, take it outside and tear it up and throw it away. Some people like to bury it, but get it out of the house. Don't keep it. okay? This letter was for your eyes only, and it was for you to release these emotions. It's not meant to send to anyone. It's just for you. And what happens is you give all of these emotions a voice. It's very cathartic. It allows you to come back to a place of center. And if you give yourself permission to write a letter like this every day to somebody, let's say using my example of the breakup, every day I give myself half an hour to write a letter to John. And I do this every day for, say, 3 weeks. And then I show up one day to write my letter, and I think, I don't have anything to say, feel anything. So what's happened is I've allowed myself to process to a point where I'm no longer pushing these feelings away. I feel pretty clear. And it will allow me to move forward much more quickly than if I had been repressing these feelings and emotions. So that's what the letter writing exercise is. You can write to anyone that you've ever had any issues with. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. But, again, make sure you take it out of the house. Don't keep it. It's not an item to keep. I really strongly suggest that you don't try to burn it in a little metal waste basket. Used to be a fire dispatcher. If you don't have a fireplace, take it outside and tear it up. Don't burn it. Okay. Anyway, Garrett, thank you for that.
Well, I hope that helps, because it's unusual that I've had so many people that ask about a singular topic, and they're not calling into the show. They're just pinging me on Facebook and saying, Rebecca talked about this last month. What's going on? Okay, so our next caller is coming from Andy, and Andy's calling about finances. Andy, you're live with Rebecca. Go ahead, please.
Thanks, Garrett. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Andy. Okay, so a couple of things that come up immediately. I get that you have some accounts where you're kind of having to borrow from one to give to the other and back again, and that you may have to do that again. So I do feel like, I know you don't want to. It's like I want to say that, I'm dragging you kicking and screaming down the hallway. But I want to say, but yes, it's actually a beneficial thing for right now. You will be able to put the money back. Okay, it's just, I know that you hate to do this, but you'll be able to put it back. Okay, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. I would wait just a little bit longer. I feel like it's not imperative yet, but I do feel like I'm hearing November is probably a good time. And, start with a little bit less, because I feel like you have an idea of an amount in your mind right now. And I almost feel like, go ahead and start with a slightly smaller amount. You may have to add some to it later, but it's okay to start with that smaller amount. And I feel like somehow that's going to be beneficial for you to do it that way. Okay. So the other thing is, I want to say that I'm hearing June, I'm hearing that there may be some moving of these funds again in the spring, very early spring, late winter, early spring. But I feel like by June, you're going to kind of feel like everything's kind of reached this plateau again, and you'll feel better about it all. So if you can just allow that there's a flow, remember that just like the tide, money comes in, it goes out, it comes in, it goes out. We don't wake up in the morning and go run to the beach to see if the tide came in. We just know that it will. It's energy. The ocean is energy. Well, so is money. We have this very high anxiety when it comes to money, but the reality is it comes in and goes out just like the ocean does. There will be ebbs and flows. There will be low tide and high tide. And if you can allow that and just allow it to be an energy that serves you, and, respect it and allow it to respect you, and try to take some of the anxiety off of it. I feel like, you were very, very much instilled with save your money when you were growing up, and it has really helped you. You're very good with your money. I mean, I see that you're frugal when you need to be. Every once in a while, you give yourself a little mad money and do something fun. I would suggest maybe you do that a little bit more often than you do, because it's very few and far between. But just understand that there is an ebb and flow to it, and that it's always going to be that way. So it's, anyway, I feel like you're going to be just fine.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome, Andy. Thanks for the call. Take good care.
Thanks, Andy. And our next call is coming from Sophia, and Sophia has a general question tonight, or just a general reading. Sophia, you're live with Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Sophia. Okay, so let's see here. I mean, I definitely get a feeling of, okay, what's next? So, which I like. I like the openness. I like the excitement. I get a lot of joy. about where you are in your life. I also get that there have been some very difficult things for you. I want to say that have been going on for about the last 3 years. There have been very difficult decisions. There have been some things that you've had to deal with that you really did not want to deal with, but I want to say you've done a good job, and that basically now you're kind of in a place where you can finally start breathing again. So I want to say kudos to you. You are a very, very kind person, and this stuff, you don't wish it on your worst enemy, the stuff that you've been through recently. So I just want to say that I acknowledge that in you, and just your kind heart and your gentle soul, because you have compassion for everyone, and it's absolutely beautiful. So I love that you're finally in a place now where you're saying, okay, I want to have some fun. And, my impression is, yes, go on the cruise if you want to go on the cruise. It's time. It's time for you to get to do some things that you love to do. I feel like putting it off. And yes, I understand it was out of necessity with the things that were going on. I get that. But I see a cruise. I'm also seeing, I don't know if it's the Bahamas or someplace that it's like tropical. I see palm trees, maybe Hawaii, something, Tahiti, I'm not sure, but it's a tropical vacation as well, that these are kind of on your bucket list. And so it's time for you to start doing some of these things on your bucket list. And I'm glad to see you open to embracing some of these things. The worry about finances, don't worry. It's what you need will be there for this. So it's really going to be okay.
Thank you.
You are so welcome.
Thanks,
that was perfect.
Postcards to Rated G Radio, please.
Thanks, Sophia. Have a great night.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you, Sophia.
Okay, and let's see. We've got Sharon calling about her career next. Sharon, you're live with Rebecca. Go ahead.
Hey, Rebecca. Thank you for taking my call.
Hi, Sharon. How are you?
Hi. Do you see me going to Wisconsin for a job interview and landing the job?
Well, I want to say that I do see you going there, and I see you being there. It almost looks like it's either a training or it's a short-term assignment, but it may be for a few weeks. So,
oh my God, you're so right. That I was just going to correct myself, and it's not. You're actually right. I apologize. I need to restate it. It is for training, so they will take me on then.
That's my impression. And I want to say this is about 6 weeks. So it's interesting too that by the time you're done with the training, they may see if they can actually get you to stay there, because they're going to be really impressed with your job skills. So
I'm getting shivers.
So it's, wait and see. You're going to have to stand firm about where you want to be located, because my impression is that the officers are going to almost be fighting over you. So
I'm getting shivers.
So it's and make sure you take your very warm clothes.
I know.
So,
earlier today I was thinking about how I have to blow the dust off a heavy wool pea coat.
Yeah. It's going to be cold, but no, this is good. It's all really good, and it. I feel like you're. I like the confidence that you have in this position. It's a good fit for you. It really is a very good fit, and it's like finally you're going to be really appreciated for what you do and your knowledge and your expertise, and you're going to be given the opportunity to shine in the area of your expertise. So. It's, again, they'll probably be kind of fighting over you, so stand firm in what it is you want to be doing, what you want your role to be, because they want to keep you.
Oh, I'm just getting so shivery. Oh, my gosh.
That's just because it's Wisconsin. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, no, it's good. This is good, and it's really nice to see you in a good place. This is awesome.
Oh, my God. Oh, it's funny how God makes twists and turns and the maze that we go through. I mean, it's just so surprising.
You know what? It's true, and if we can just remember it's an adventure and try to not stay too attached to what we think it's supposed to be, then we'll have a lot of fun doing it. So, but yeah, enjoy and keep us posted. Would you do that? Will you keep us posted? Let me know where you land. Let me know where you choose to be, because like I said, they're going to fight over you. So let me know.
Oh my heavens! Thank you, Rebecca.
Thanks, Sharon. Have a good night and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, we're going to shift to the always fascinating topic of love with Patricia. Patricia, you're live with Rebecca. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Patricia. How can I help you tonight?
Can you tell me what I need to know about my relationship with Ricky?
Okay, hang on 1 second. Well, okay, so there's a couple things. I want to say that you're kind of the powerhouse in this relationship. I feel like the maturity that you have, the level of commitment that you want in the relationship is more so than Ricky. And, Ricky's energy feels younger than your energy.
He's younger than me.
Yeah, so it's almost like he'll do what you tell him to do, but it's not coming from him, and it's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just that he doesn't have the maturity, and so I would say enjoy it for right now, but I also want to say you have to give him some time to mature. That ultimately you'll need somebody who is as strong or stronger than you are, so that you can lean on them. And my impression about Ricky is that he doesn't have that strength right now. The maturity just isn't there to be willing to take on the responsibility of allowing somebody like you to be able to lean on him when you need him to. Right now, it's been fine. You're a very strong person. But I would love to see a match for you where you get to lean on that person as well. And right now, where Ricky is today, he's not there. It could change, but I don't see that happening today or tomorrow. I feel like that's going to be a ways down the road. So if you're happy with things the way that they are right now, as they are, then just be patient and hang in there, because I do get that he cares about you. It's just over time it needs to evolve and grow so that you get to kind of have the kind of partner that you really want, somebody that you can lean on, who can be there for you in the way that you need him to. And right now it's like, okay, I'll be there for you, but tell me what you need. And you want somebody who's got the maturity to just be able to say, okay, I know what you need. I'm here for you. Okay? So, timing. Just be patient. Be patient and allow itself to play out, because, my impression is that you'll make the decision about what happens with this relationship. It falls in your court. And you'll see over time, my impression is the next 6 to 8 months, you'll see he's either going to be maturing the way that you need him to, or he's going to kind of get to a place where he's not moving forward anymore. And it'll be your decision. So it's whatever you decide you want, but he does care about you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay? You are so welcome, Patricia. Thanks for the call tonight. All right, all the best.
Thank you, Patricia. And our next call is coming from Rolina, and Rolina is calling about her career. Rolina, you're live with Rebecca. Go ahead, please.
Hi there. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Rolina.
Hi. I'm actually I'm a school bus driver, and I got put in a situation that I thought my boss was going to take care of, transporting little kids over to another school with activities. And I've had to express myself with the parents and, hoping that someone's going to be there to meet these younger children off the bus. And I guess I'm feeling kind of like the bad person.
No, okay. So, first of all, let me just say that I totally get the frustration with all of this, because you're trying to get the right thing done and you're not getting the support. And that's the bottom line, is that you're trying to get the right thing accomplished and you're not getting the support you need. So you may have to have a meeting with your boss and your boss's boss, because you can only ask your boss so many times to make sure that these needs are being met, because ultimately it's the district's responsibility. I mean, there is a legal liability in place here if that's a problem. And if you're expressing this to your supervisor and your supervisor is ignoring it, you have to go above their head. And I know that you don't want to do that. It's not about you making waves. It goes back to the number one priority, which is the safety of these children. So your heart and your mind are absolutely in the right place. You can't help the competence of the person you're working for. And right now, basically, your supervisor is not making competent decisions. Does this all make sense?
Well, it does, absolutely.
Okay, and you can only be in one. Yeah, you can only be in one place at one time. He's giving you something that's impossible to do. There's nothing you can do about it.
I just don't want these parents to think that I'm being a witch or something. I have the kids' best interests at heart.
Yeah, and I would let all of that go.
Yeah, okay.
So let that go. Don't judge yourself. Don't assume that you're being judged, because at the end of the day, I'm going to go back to, I hear very loud and clear, legal liability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the issue. You're trying to get that corrected, and he's not.
He put these kids on my bus, and they were on somebody else's bus. And I'm thinking, well, how come somebody else didn't deal with this? Why do I have to deal with this?
Well, but that's not the issue. The issue is that you can. It goes beyond that. It goes to the incompetence of the person who's handling the situation. You can't be in two places at one time. Time won't allow it.
Did the universe put it in my hands because they knew I would do something about it?
Well, I always believe that that's why we get things landed in our lap.
Uh-huh.
So what I would like to strongly suggest is that you sit down and have a conversation with your supervisor and just say, hey, this didn't work very well, so in the future, find out what he's thinking about how he thinks this should be handled, because you don't want it to happen again. And if it does happen again, then you have to go to somebody. You have to go above his head. It's because it's not even whether or not it's falling on you. You are somebody who will speak up and make sure that something's done about it. But it's if somebody, when we're talking about children, the people who are entrusted with their care have to be doing the right thing, and your supervisor isn't looking at it that way.
Right. Well, I had the parents say to me, they go, well, if we're not here, you can just drop them off. I can't see the front of the building of the school, and I told them, I can't, that's not something I'm willing to take on, and I told them I can't do that. I said you need to be here to get them off the bus, and I didn't.
Or staff from the school.
It's their children, for Pete's sake.
Right. No, it either has to legally, it has to either be staff at the school or it has to be the parents, and that's it. And again, but again, I want to back up from all of this. I get your frustration. I get your frustration, and it speaks to the competence of the person who's doing the scheduling. And so it's one of those things where do what you know to do as the right thing. The parents are, especially these are you mentioned these are young children. You can't, you're doing absolutely the right thing. So just know that. That's what you have to trust, is you are doing the right thing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You are, and if it comes up again, then take it to the district or take it to the principal at the school and just say, hey, what do you want me to do? Because I can't leave these kids off in the
It's funny you should say that about the principal, because to be honest with you, that was going to be my next step.
Yeah. I would do that. You can't, it's like I'm just going to keep repeating myself because I'm very passionate about this kind of stuff. You did the right thing. Trust yourself. Yeah, trust yourself. You're doing the right thing, and God bless you.
Okay. Thank you. All right.
Thanks, Elena. Have a great night. So we've got like 90 seconds left in the official hour of the show. Do you want to try to do one more call, Rebecca?
You know what? I'll talk really fast. Go ahead.
Okay, we're going to do one more. This is our last caller, live caller of the night. Everybody else, I want to say sorry that we didn't get to you. Please go to Rebecca's website, IamRebecca.com, if you'd like to schedule a private reading. There's a link on the Facebook page. You can click it there. You can also click Rebecca's Facebook fan page for more information. And Sophia, you are now live with Rebecca. Go ahead.
Hello?
Sophia, go ahead, please.
Hi. Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Hi, how can I help you tonight?
I wanted to ask a question about, I have a rental property up for sale. I've had it since March. I've had a few showings, one offer, not the very best, but looks like, they told me that, looks like in 2 weeks, I don't know if they're really going to get back, with a counter to what I countered or anything, or if you saw something else.
I want to say that is it empty right now? Is it completely empty?
No, it's occupied with tenants. It has 2 units.
Okay, because my impression is that there's a change coming through. I want to say towards the end of November into December. So I'm not getting clarity on whether or not that's closing of the property, but I definitely get the impression that it will be in transition, and that my impression is by the end of the year it will be transferred to somebody else. So it's coming. I don't know if it's this couple that or these people that you talked to who said they'd come back in a couple of weeks, but I do feel like there's movement with the property November into December, and that by the end of the year it'll be transferred. So it is coming. The sale's coming. Yeah.
That's great. Since I dropped the price, I think I'll be getting what I have it now because I lowered it by $15,000.
I feel like it's going to be just a little bit lower than what you have it on for, but it'll be reasonable, and you'll say okay.
Oh, okay.
So it's very close. It's not quite, but very close.
There we go.
Okay,
Sophia,
so end of
we got to go.
Okay.
Sophia, we got to go.
Thank you.
But we appreciate your call.
Thanks,
Thank
Sophia.
you so much. Everybody, I'm so sorry we didn't have more time. That hour always flies by. Rebecca, any last super quick words of wisdom before we let people go for the night?
The main thing I want to say to everybody is do something fun every day. I don't care if it's dancing to a goofy song or just, looking up jokes or something, but do something every single day that brings some laughter and some joy into your life, okay? And lots of love and blessings to all of you. Thank you so much.
Okay, and everybody, we're going to see you tomorrow night live with Robert. I sound like his mother. Rob Fast. He's going to be talking about his brand new book. We're going to be live at 7 o'clock. Make sure you follow the show, and I thank everybody for being part of this. I love doing this with you and for you, and we'll see you live tomorrow night.
You've been listening to Rated G Radio.